Good morning and welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. I am giving myself a slow morning today, still in my PJs. I refuse to get dressed before I'm ready for the day. Yesterday ended up being quite the work day. We didn't get to watch any Christmas movies, and when I finally finished my work, Peter and I just started chatting, and we did that until well past 1 o'clock. So if I'm looking a little tired today, it's because I am tired. But then again, those late night talks, totally worth it. Today, I am gonna cast on my hyacinth. And I thought I was gonna make it white, but so many of you actually told me go for the brown version. So I wound up 1 skein of the Tinde last night, and Tinde is just a very, very special yarn. It is this rustic pelt wool that it changes so much with blocking. It's like a gremlin with water, only this gets wonderful when it's wet. It blooms and it gets a halo. It is such a pretty yarn. And that was kind of why I was, is it the perfect yarn for this project? Because I am going to hold it with mohair. Am I just going to kill the Tinde with the mohair? But I decided, no, I'm not. Still need to make a decision as to which of the fluffs I'm going to use. I like the color of this one better, but I'm not sure that it's going to be fluffy enough. But when I cast on, I'm going to do that with the Advent colors, because you start by knitting the inside of the collar. So the neckline ribbing. So I still have time. I will see which ball my hand then reaches for when I start using the main color. I have the first 4 days here of the beautiful, beautiful Advent from Camijo Knit. It's so good. It is perfect. These 4 go together perfectly. And maybe we should check out the color of today. Day 5 of Camijo Knit. Let's see what she has for us today. Ooh, now we're going in a totally new direction. Wow, that is beautiful. It's like it glows from the inside. That's a beautiful color she made here. And I still think it's gonna go well. You know what? You know what I could do? I could use, I was thinking I could use day 1 for the neckline ribbing alone instead of using 2, because then I would have the 3 pinkish ones for the first color work section, and then maybe the next color work section is also going to be a couple of colors that go together well. But on the other hand, I really like how they fade into each other. Too many decisions. This is not fair. I don't know how to make all those choices. I think I'll just start knitting, and I will allow the yarns to choose for me. I'm gonna wind up the minis, probably also another of the main color, and then I'm just gonna knit and see where it takes me. Also gonna open Yarn Cafe Creations and Dragon Horde yarns, just to see what colors there is for Isabella's blanket. Look at this. I have absolutely no idea what this could be, but it is beautiful. I really like the speckles. Wow. Actually, yellow is my favorite color. Not that I ever wear yellow, but just to look at, I love yellow. Let's just check the label. Down here. Oh, it's Hedwig's last flight. Of course it's Hedwig. My grandmother that taught me to knit, the grandmother that I was really close to, her name was Hedwig, which is the Danish version of Hedwig. So Hedwig's last flight. That's kind of sad. And when I'm a little bit tired, I get all choked up thinking about Hedwig dying because she wanted to protect Harry. I still need to open to Pia from Pia. There you go, day 5 of this one. I wonder what I have in store for myself today. Ooh, yes, some shaded black. Actually, last night as I was crocheting while we were sitting there and talking, I was thinking I'm gonna need some more dark gray and blackish colors. Let me just show you the blanket. Here it is. I am absolutely loving how this is turning out. This is so scrappy, which was what I wanted. Yeah, it's definitely gonna need the border I've been talking about. A rather wide border all the way around the blanket in some charcoal gray. It's definitely gonna need that to tie all this scrappiness together. But see, I am really making progress. So this progress keeper shows where I was on December 1st. I had not done a lot. And this one shows where I was last night. And this is what I did while we were just chatting away. So I'm gonna move this one up because for sure I'm gonna be crocheting on this again today. Knitting and crochet. Then I cannot ask for more. I actually, whoa. What happened to the Nisse? These are the things that will happen during December with the Nisse. I forgot to put out the Risengrød, so of course they're gonna make trouble. But I do have one thought. I am crocheting with my new Lantern Moon hooks, and I am really loving working with them. They are so smooth, and the head is perfect shape for me. And because it's a skinny hook, it doesn't bother my elbow or my wrist. So I'm really loving working with them. But a black hook when you're working with all these dark colors, yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do. And yeah, it would probably go a lot faster if I had a lighter hook, but I am not changing. I am loving this.
Oh, how I wish for the Christmases of old, where the snow would fall and the air was crisp and cold, where we
everyone likes getting up early. Or early-ish. Misa, it's actually pretty late. Don't you want to go outside? She doesn't look like someone who needs to go outside.
Where we used to play in a wintry wonderland.
This is me procrastinating. I just cleaned the house, I did the dishes, and I have work waiting for me. But I really want to blog my perfect little cardigan. So, just filled up the sink with the hottest water I can get out of my faucet. And I'm gonna add some wool soap. I'm using this Knit IQ, which is really good, except the pump doesn't work. So I'm gonna go like this. And it's really not a lot, but because this is a rustic yarn, I'm actually using a little bit more than I would for a softer yarn. I'm adding soap last so that it doesn't foam up and I don't have control over what's going on. So now I'm just gonna make sure that it's distributed. And I am going to place my cardigan on top. I'm not gonna push it under. I'm gonna allow the fibers to soak up the water and just gradually get soaked all the way through. So I'm gonna leave it here for at least a couple of hours and then I will come back to it. Right now, I think my perfect little cardigan is ready to go out of the bath now. So I will just gently move it and let all of the water out. This is worked in a rustic wool, so I don't have to be as careful as if this was superwash. With superwash you have to be really careful because that's just gonna grow and grow and grow completely out of shape if you're not very, very, very careful. So I'll just press out as much water as I can. And then I'm gonna put it on a towel on the floor. Here it is on the floor, and I'm not gonna be very concerned with laying it out flat here. I just want to distribute all of the wool over the towel, and then I'm gonna roll it up, and I'm gonna squeeze out as much water as I can. You know what? Typically, I'll go like this because that is so much easier. And I'm gonna repeat the process. So, another little blocking dance. And then this is ready for the blocking mats. One thing I am gonna do is I brought a measuring tape. Here it is. I brought a measuring tape so that once it's laid out, I'm gonna check that the measurements are the ones that I prefer. If not, I'm either gonna like smoosh it a little shorter or a little closer together, or I'm gonna stretch it. So I will start by laying it out and then checking the measurements. I am done with work for the day, or I'm kind of done with work for the day. I'm gonna have to do a little bit later tonight, but for now, I am done. It's getting dark outside. In Denmark, we talk about the blue hour. I don't know if that's something you say in other languages, but we call it the blue hour. And looking out the window right now, it's clear why we do that. I have been able to do a little bit of knitting during the day. I did a little bit this morning as I was watching Vlogmasses and having my tea. And then I did some at my lunch break. So now I have half a neckline. The hyacinth is worked with a folded over neck. So you start by knitting the inside of the neck with your contrast color, and then you knit a little bit less with your main color so that the contrasting color will just peek out in front. So I did the contrast and I started on the main color. And my colors. Obviously, the contrasting color is gonna be the wonderful minis from the Camijo Knit Advent. And I am holding them together with this Drops Kit Silk in the colorway 12, which is a light sandy beige. This color I have used before to just tie other colors together. It helps them blend together beautifully. And for the main color, I made a decision. Yeah, I already did that this morning. But it is this Hillesvåg Tinde, a Norwegian pelt wool. And this one is the colorway 2101. So 2101. The Tinde. It is such a lovely yarn. And I am holding it with the Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk. This is a yarn that does give some fluff, but not nearly as much as a mohair would do, or a silk mohair. So it's just a little bit of fluff, but I think the two yarns are working together so beautifully. The Tinde will also give a little bit of fluff as soon as it is blocked, and as you're wearing it, it is gonna fluff up and have a beautiful halo. You can't see it when it's in the skein, but as soon as you start wearing and washing it, it's gonna create a beautiful halo. So very happy with my choices. That did not take forever at all. Usually I am casting on things, just let's see what happens. But for some reason this hyacinth has been difficult for me. I really need it to be perfect, and I think it is gonna be perfect now. I am gonna sit and knit for a little while, and then it will be time for dinner and a Christmas movie. Tonight it is happening. No more late night working. Nah.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star.